Welcome to Wout of the World, and in this adventurous episode you're joining me again in Sri Lanka. We're visiting the oldest and most holy city of the country because this is Anuradhapura.
And we're picking up right where we left off on this incredible journey of a lifetime. We started our Sri Lanka trip discovering the wonderful south coast. We found all kinds of wild animals on a safari in Yala National Park. From the glorious mountain land in Ella, we jumped on a train to the country's cultural capital, Kandy. For a little holiday on our world trip, we went island hopping the local way in the Maldives. The underwater world was unbelievable. At last we explored Tetris City, the most densely populated capital, Male. And that brings us to the present.
We're back!
In Sri Lanka you can fetch a cheap ride everywhere and instantly. So this family van takes us to new adventures straight away. We have a villa in Negombo, the place where we started the journey. It's famous as a traditional fishing town with nice beaches. And it's often called Little Rome because the town is Catholic with over 50 churches. It has a vibrant strip with some great restaurants, including the best Italian place of Sri Lanka, Zen Beach. Pizzas here are insanely good. And in the old Dutch canals, we find more wild.
We're back in Negombo, and I guess accommodation-wise, we saved the best for last because we have an entire house. What did we pay for this?
63 euros.
Like 60 euros for this entire house of 3 floors. We have 3 bedrooms, a large kitchen, and a swimming pool right over there. This is amazing.
I wanted to show you what you can book in Sri Lanka for only 60 bucks. In the Maldives, we could just get a double room for that. This house has 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and various living areas.
On the second floor there's a balcony where we can do some good chilling. It's spacious. You can sit here with a drink, have an amazing view on one side of the street. But I did expect a little bit more from this house, so we might have to check out the 3rd floor and see what's over there. So yes, this is the rooftop terrace with a 360 view, and I don't know if you saw the table over there, but we can invite some friends, like 20 of them. There's the bar, there's also some whiskey in the cabinets. I don't know if we're gonna use it, but we got some beers on the way. The Maldives was 2 weeks of alcohol-free vacation, so we're gonna have a good time here in Negombo. I don't know what you did with your last 60 euros, but we did this. Ciao!
It's like we booked an entire hotel, including an event venue. And this all in the most beautiful area, close to the city. Time for a dive before we move on to see more of Sri Lanka.
It's a very sad day today because our friends had to leave. After traveling a month together in Sri Lanka and the Maldives, we had to say goodbye, and their plane has already left towards the Netherlands. But we continue the adventure and we're doing the north of Sri Lanka next. We're in Negombo now and the next stop will be Anuradhapura. Oh, we're waiting for the van as we speak.
A drive through Sri Lanka is everything but a long, boring affair. Live entertainment is all around us and it's truly adventurous. Samosas! Next up, Anuradhapura, a 3,000-year-old former capital full of history.
It took us around 4 hours by minivan, but we arrived in the holy city and the first capital of Sri Lanka. This is Anuradhapura. And behind me you see the hotel where we have 4 nights. We're gonna explore the area, of course, but first I'll show you the hotel and the swimming pool, because I can use one right now. It's pretty hot. Let me start off by showing you the room. We have a triple room just outside of the city center and we pay only 25 bucks a night. And it isn't too small because we got a lot of space for ourselves the coming 4 nights. Ridiculously cheap, right? I want to show you guys the pool, and the best thing about this pool is it's a private pool today because there's nobody else here. I'm gonna take a dive.
We did not see any other tourists in this pool during our stay, so indeed a private pool for those 25 bucks. We love the food and the typical shared platters of fried rice and kotu.
Today it's temple time. We have a tuk-tuk driver and a tuk-tuk for the whole day, and it's gonna take us into the ancient city of Anuradhapura to see some historic sites. Let's go!
Are you coming too, Mongoose? No? Okay, see you when we get back. For 6,000 Sri Lankan rupee, we have this tuk-tuk driving us around all day, which is only like 20 bucks.
Anuradhapura is the oldest and the first capital of the country of Sri Lanka. It was established 4 centuries before Christ, and it used to be the royal capital for 1500 years. As you can imagine, there's a lot to see here, and the entire ancient town is all UNESCO World Heritage, with a lot of historical buildings and monuments to be visited. One of the most famous sites that we can find in Anuradhapura is the Bodhi tree. It's supposedly the oldest tree in the entire world with more than 2200 years. And it's a very important Buddha relic because Buddhists come from all over the world to pray and to make offerings. It was taken from India and replanted over here in Sri Lanka, the birthplace of Buddha, by the former king.
What I love about Anuradhapura is that it's the real thing and not touristy at all. Outside we meet the friendly monks during their daily routine. We are actually alone between the locals on their spiritual journey. It does not get any more authentic than this. Hey, Mongoose, you decided to come along. I guess I see you at the next one.
The most important stupa for Buddhists in Sri Lanka is called Ruwanwelisaya, and this is a national symbol, and it also has the largest collection of Buddha relics of the entire country, which makes it a very important place of pilgrimage.
Again, it's just us and the locals, and we are right in time for the morning ceremony. This tribute to the gods is played on 5 traditional instruments called panchaturya, and it's meant to drive away all negativity. It's incredible to realize that this ritual was performed every single day for thousands of years.
As we walk around the stupa, you will see that there are many people wearing white. And that's the sacred color if you go to a sacred place like this. Unfortunately, we didn't have any white clothes with us. But we took the lightest ones that we have.
Visitors come from all around to pray and to walk clockwise around the stupa. It's called pradakshina. And pilgrims do it 3 times, barefoot and very slowly. So this is the buffet. For the gods, that is. Ruwanwelisaya is sacred for a reason, because a large amount of bone relics of Buddha is kept inside. This place is to Buddhists what the Vatican is to Catholics. We continue our interesting tour around town, and in the park near Tissa Lake we see thousands of Indian flying foxes. No tourists, and this time even no locals. Jetavanaramaya is ours today.
Here behind me is the biggest stupa in the entire world. The name is Jetavanaramaya and it was built in the 3rd century when they used 19 million bricks to get this beautiful piece of art over here. It's one of the 8 sacred places that Lord Buddha visited when he was here in Sri Lanka, and as you can imagine, it's still a very important place of worship.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word.
How special is this? Well, we aren't completely alone. These grey langurs were great company and decided to hang around with us.
Fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away. Standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star with your name. One thing I know is that there should be. There is no one who has a heart.
The oldest stupa that we can find in Anuradhapura dates back to 250 years before Christ, and the name is Jetavanaramaya or Tuparamaya, one of the two, because they use different names. But it's beautiful though.
Dreaming
It is actually the oldest stupa in Sri Lanka.
You wouldn't even guess that it's that old. It's more than 2,000 years old, but it's probably because of good restoration works and a good paint job every now and then. As you probably already know, at most religious places in Sri Lanka it's forbidden to wear shoes, and you will have a stand where you can deliver your shoes and pick them up later. But I advise you strongly to take socks, because on bare feet with these stones in the burning sun you're not gonna make it. So I'm wearing socks right now at the moment, and I have to run because it's bloody hot. Let's go. This is torture.
What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Dreaming of you. Dreaming of you.
Next to the grey langurs we also see the tuk-tuk. Nice haircut.
Dreaming of you.
Hey buddy, let's go to the next place.
The next stop, for a change, it's not a temple or a stupa, it's a lake, and our tuk-tuk driver knew the best spot for a perfect view on one of the stupas over there in the back, and you can have a nice picnic here. If it wasn't 35 degrees Celsius, because it's bloody hot. Woo!
It's been 4 weeks since you called, and I've been waiting here for you all along. I've been waiting here for you all along. Where you been? Where did you go? I wonder if you found what you're looking for. Wonder if you found what you're looking for. I hope it's not too late. I want you back here.
The nature all around is fantastic, and so is the free local swimming pool here.
It's better this way. I'd rather be with you than someone I don't know. Now it's like we're living in two separate worlds. Come on back to me, say that you won't go. I can't cope without you and I wanna hold you close.
Our final stop of today is the Big Buddha, and it's big indeed. The biggest one in Anuradhapura that we can find over here, but there are bigger ones in the rest of the country like Kandy, where we've been before, and Dambulla. But this one is like 40 meters high. Really nice.
It's been so cold without you here. We barely said goodbye before you disappeared. It's been so cold without you here. I'm not gonna lie, don't know what I'd do without you. Maybe we could try to figure out a way to put our past aside. I've realized I only want you. I hope it's not too late. I want you back here with me. We never should have said it's better this way. I'd rather be with you than someone I don't know. Now it's like we're living in two separate worlds. Come on back to me, say that you won't go. I can't go.
Most of the time.
Wow, Anuradhapura was truly amazing, and we saw so many beautiful ancient sites already. So maybe tomorrow we'll hit some more temples, but now it's good to know in 35 degrees that we have our own temple over here with a beautiful swimming pool. Time to take a dive, guys. It's so hot.
I'd rather be with you than someone I don't know. Now it's like we're living in two separate worlds. Come on back to me, say that you won't go. I can't cope without you and I wanna hold you close. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go.
Good morning on this sunny Friday morning here in Anuradhapura. We're leaving today, heading for Polonnaruwa, the next city on our trip through the north of Sri Lanka. But there's one more site that I'd love to see, which is a sacred place, a beautiful temple in the area, and for that I'm taking the tuk-tuk in the morning.
And I can tell you, this is one you cannot skip. A bit off the beaten track is the most beautiful sight of all.
Today I visit a very important spiritual place that's a bit different from all the other temples in Anuradhapura, because 250 years BC, the former king of Sri Lanka had a monastery built for young monks to study Buddhism, and this was the earliest stage of Buddhism in the country. They found this beautiful area and they built the monastery between a rock and a large pond. The name is Isurumuniya. It is the oldest temple in entire Sri Lanka and it's most famous for ancient rock carvings that you can find on the rocks over there. So those famous stone carvings that I was talking about, there are three most famous ones. It's the elephant, the two lovers and the horseman, which is right over here. As you can imagine, it's well worth it to climb the rock to have an amazing view over the monastery. But it's hot, so go early, because it's now like 11 o'clock and it's already really like 35 degrees Celsius. But it's nice though, it's nice.
In Sri Lanka, I felt like a Disney princess, attracting all those animals all the time. At Isurumuniya, it feels like I left Sri Lanka and entered Tibet. Such a mystical vibe around here.
Wow, I don't know if you remember the temple, how it looked when I was here at 10 o'clock, but I was the only one here. And now it's full of people. There are groups, there are schools, whole communities over here. So if you want a nice look into local life, you should come later. But if you want it to yourself, come early. Still nice though, the only tourist here.
Look at them go, all dressed up in white, while I head back looking forward to the next adventure. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a minute, and always travel with us.